Hey guys, Zach Tyler here, come at you with another video. This video is more of a video about siding against Chaos Dragons. The reason I want to do this is because I know a lot of my friends and a lot of people on my channel have been asking me about Chaos Dragons and how to deal with them. I don't know about you guys, but my locals is like full of them. I mean, it's like literally like 50%, 40% Chaos Dragons. And so yeah, here are some of the sides I thought are really good for them. Um, I kind of like did them in a little order system. Like the more you see of a card in a row, the more I like it, and the least, like if I only have one, the more I don't like it. And so I'll just go through that order system now and some of the sides that you can use against them. So first card, DD Crow. DD Crow, I'm sure you guys all know what it does, and I've seen this card. It's used commonly as side against the Insector play. It's pretty good to knock out their horns and such. I don't like it in versus Chaos Dragons. Now here's why. For the fact that DD Crow gets one target, and Chaos Dragons mill so much that it's one target is pointless because they're going to have like 10 or 11 darks slash lights in their graveyard, and getting that one is it's just not that good. The next two are Lighting Imprisoning Mirror and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Some people really like these cards against them. They're not bad. I used them at first in my very early theory crafting when I was theory crafting how to side against them. It's just that honestly, like hitting only half the deck sucks because they can get over you with the whole other half of their deck. I mean, you hit them with light, and they have all these dark monsters effects to use and stuff. You hit them with dark, they have all these light effects and monsters to use, and that fact really is just crippling. You need sides to really just lock them down, not lock down half of them, because you really don't want them to wiggle their way out of that. And I don't know, it's not my preference. And not saying any of these sides are necessarily terrible, but just not my favorite. Next we have Skullmeister. Not a lot of people know what this card does, but during either player's turn, when a card effect is activated in your opponent's graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to negate the effect. Some people use this for like Light Pulsar and Eclipse Wyvern. It's just you're only hitting part of the deck. They still have so many plays they can do. So I think that's very obvious why this card isn't good. However, this card can be good in some decks, so keep this card in mind when building your side deck. My next is my average sides. That being first with Geico. I like Geico a lot, because he's an 1800 beater. He can remove from play 2 cards when he does battle damage, which can be really good. And while he's on the field, your opponent cannot remove cards from play in either graveyard, so that can be extremely good. It locks them down. The only problem I have with him is that he's only 1800, so they can get out a Red Eyes and stuff like that, and it pretty much completely owns this guy. But yeah, he's still a pretty good play. 1800 means Lila can't get over him and stuff. And yeah, so he's good. The only other thing I don't like about him is Raikou. Raikou can also easily get over him. But yeah, he's a pretty solid card. Next is Chaos Hunter. When your opponent special summons a monster, you can discard 1 card, special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent cannot remove cards from play. Kind of the same thing from Geico, only it's only from your opponent's graveyard. Only problem is they have to special summon something. You have to discard a card, and if they negate it or Raikou it somehow, you're -1. And that's the reason I don't like her as much as some of the others. But she's still really good and completely locks them down. The next card, which I'm sure you all have heard, Electric Virus, takes control of their Dragon-type monsters. You can use their effects, or you can use them for a push, or blah blah blah. The only reason I don't like it is it's only until the end of the turn, and if they have a lot of monsters, you're just taking one. While good, isn't necessarily like game changing, and it can just be kind of but it's in general a good stable card. Next, Macrocosmos. The only reason it's at 2 is because a lot of decks can't run it. For example, my Psychics, they can't run this card, it completely destroys them. But if you can, it destroys Chaos Dragons. It completely blows them out of the water because they have no card that does anything. The only thing they can do is Raikou it or Lila it. And everything else is pretty much pointless because everything's removed from play, and you're just going to start really getting the advantage of this card. So really good if your deck can run it. I can't. You can. That's great. Alright, so now to the 3s. Imperial Iron Wall. This card is retarded, and I can't run it because of my Psychics, but if you can, it's great. Cards cannot be removed from play, period. So that pretty much stops almost all their plays, and it's a little bit easier to run than Macrocosmos, which is why I have it at 3, because a lot more decks can run this card than this card. That's the only reason. But yeah, this shuts down the majority of their deck. And now for one of my favorite cards, and not necessarily the best, just one of my favorite that a lot of people don't know about, Ally of Justice Cycle Reader. During either player's turn, that's key, during either player's turn, you can discard this card to select and remove from play up to 2 light monsters from your opponent's graveyard. Now this is good because you can do it during either player's turn, which is awesome, and it's a 2, and up to 2, so you can remove 1 or you can remove 2, you can get their cards out of there, and every deck can run it. So it's almost like a mini effect pillar for the deck, because if they have, let's say like a Lila and Raikou in their graveyard, Ally Justice Cycle Reader, and it's gone, and their light targets are gone, and it really just slows them down. I wouldn't suggest running 3, but I just really like him because it's so unexpected and people don't know what's going on. Definitely, like when I do it, I usually run 1 to 2, and then I'll run a Geico and maybe Electric Virus. Another thing too, just a short thing before we head out here about DD Crow, is that there's a big misconception that, that let's say they have a Lightning Dark in their graveyard and they remove from play for Chaos Sorcerer. A lot of players seem to think that you can DD Crow the target they're using for their remove from play and that it'll stop it. That's not true. It doesn't do that. You can't chain DD Crow when they're trying to remove 2 from play for Sorcerer or BLS. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, guys, here's the sides. If you guys are having trouble with Chaos Dragons, and here's a lot of different options for a lot of different decks. Again, I suggest running the 2 or the 3 in the rank order. These are okay, but these are a lot better in my opinion. And so yeah, I hope you guys are going to have a better time facing Chaos Dragons and maybe throw out little unexpected cards at them. Hope you guys liked my video, and comment, rate, subscribe, check out my other videos, and I'll see you later, YouTube.